we're going to be looking at how to factorize a quadratic when a is not equal to 0. To see what I mean by this, the general equation, the general form of a quadratic looks like this here. We've got an a, b, and c value, and they can be any values you want, and they'll give you any possible quadratic. What we've seen so far has been quadratics that look like this, where the number in front of the x squared has always been a 1. In fact, we haven't even written it because it's always been a 1. But what happens when a is not equal to 1? It's not going to be as easy as just finding two numbers that multiply to 12 and add to 7 like we've done just here to be able to factorize it. So here's an example. A is now, in this case, 10. So we've got our a, b, and c values. C is -6, B is 11, and A is 10. And the A being 10 is the hard part. So what we're going to do for this method is we're going to multiply the A and the C values. That's the two numbers at the ends. We're going to multiply the 10 on the left and -6 on the right and get -60. That's our A times C. Now, looking at our B value, we've got a B value of 11, and we're going to want to find the pair of factors. That's the pair of factors of -60. We're going to list all the pairs of factors of -60. And then we'll look for one that gives us b. So here's all the pairs of factors of -60. Well, here's half of them. Of course, we could switch the negatives around and get the other half. We're going to look for which ones equal 11, which ones equal our b value. So -60 plus 1, that equals -59. That's no good. -28, -17, -11. That's the opposite of what we want. So if we just change the signs around, we've got two numbers that equal a positive 11. So we're going to rewrite our equation again just the same, except we're going to split our b value up into its two parts. So we're going to write it as plus 15x and minus 4x, because these two numbers, the plus 15 and the minus 4, they'll still add to give us our plus 11x that we had at the start. So we haven't really changed anything at all. Now we're going to factorize just the first part and the second part separately. So if I factorize the 10x squared plus 15x, I can take a 5x out and I'll get this bit here. And if I do the same thing for the second part, the second two terms, I can factor out a -2, and you'll see that we've got the same quadratic, or we've got the same part in both of them. Now this will always happen. We've got 2x plus 3 in both parts, which means that the first bracket is just going to be the coefficients, the 5x and the -2. And now we have factorized this quadratic with a not equal to 1. And this will work for a not equal to 1. This will work for any quadratic like this. So now we can just solve each part equal to 0 like we normally would. Just rearrange this, and we're going to get x equals 2/5, and we're going to get x equals -3/2. So that's our two answers now. Here's another example. Let's do one more example where we can do this quicker. So multiplying the front number and the back number, you get -42. We want the factors of -42 that add to give 19. So here we go. We'll try at -21 and 2. These add to -19, so we're almost there. We just need to switch the numbers around because we want positive. I forgot the positive sign. So we just switch the signs around, and that will give us our 19. So we'll split the 19 up into its two parts, the plus 21 and the -2. Then we'll factorize the first two bits. We can factorize the first two, the 6x squared plus 21x. We can factorize that out. And then we'll do the same thing for the last two terms. All we can factor out there is a -1. But look, we've got the 2x plus 7 in both of them, just like we did last time. So if we put the coefficients, the 3x and the -1 is the other bracket, that's us factorized successfully already. Now we just got to solve these individual brackets equal to 0 to get the two answers, 1/3. And this one will give us -7/2, and that's it, factorized and solved.